Hey, what's up? What's going on? Apologies for the lateness of the podcast. This is episode 38. You're all very welcome to Buckshot for Thursday the 30th of December. Oh, Jesus. Apologies. Normally out on Wednesdays, but as I said on Twitter, I mean, fuck. This panto thing is it's pulling the absolute fucking life out of me. You're gone from 10 in the morning and you're not back till 10:30 at night. So, Jesus. And Christmas was, we had 2 days off for Christmas. We had a Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, which are, as anybody who's worked continuously for like 3 weeks will know, that when you have 1 day off, you've got a ton of shit to do just before and you're having the in-laws over and you're cooking. So that was essentially that. I had fucking hell, I won't keep you long. I'm going to jump, because quite literally we're between shows right here. I found like this recording booth / auditorium at the top of the balcony in the theatre. So I'm recording here before somebody tells me to get the fuck out. It was a great Christmas. I hope you all had a good Christmas. People were sending me messages and stuff, wishing the podcast happy Christmas and all that. It was grand. I barely got to sit fucking still for it, so it kind of passed, came and went. New Year's is... Jesus, it's tomorrow night. So I'll be releasing this in the next half an hour anyway. Yeah, I don't know what else to tell you. It's finally gotten fucking normally cold. It was like 12 degrees around the run up to Christmas, and finally we got some frost, snowing like a bastard on the way to the theatre today. So I hope it's actually just, cosmetic. I hope it's not actually going to be like that when I walk out, because your life, you don't see daylight for up to 10 hours. So it's bananas. The shows have been going great, standing ovations and all that shit. I've lost at least 6 pounds. So you'd be all delighted to hear that, which is the most bizarre thing to happen around Christmas, but it does. You're leaping around the place and you're just sweating bullets. It's it's been fucking class. All the gang they've all been partying like motherfuckers because they live here on campus. I'm back home which is healthier for me. If I have the option to be drinking and fucking all the rest of it, it's no good. It's no good. So I've actually been back the old folks home. I'm back at my old parents' house. My old parents, like I've new parents now, but the old ones I still look in on from time to time, but yeah, so that's actually been more healthy for me and all the rest. And plus, like I said, I have that triathlon to fucking do in the next come March. Good God. My sister sent me on the training fucking regime for Jesus, Mary and Joseph. I will not be looking to place anywhere on this or do any sort of, just complete the shagging thing in March. So I'll be filling you in more on that, and I'll be back more to normal fucking live podcasts and the things actually coming out on time and all the rest of it once the panto ends. It's all consuming, so I'm just going to power straight on, lads. There's nothing really to be telling you. I mean, yeah, there's a ton of fucking stand-up gigs lined up for next year, but I'll tell you all about it when the time is right to tell you. In other words, in the next 10 days or so, probably the podcast after next, I'll fill you in on what's the fucking full crack. I might just do an extra full podcast to give you a full synopsis of what the Christ is happening and what the Christ is coming up. For now, today's guest, a lot of you may recognise him. He's the kind of head man on the panto here in UCH. He was a finalist on The Voice of Ireland back, I think, 2012. He's a fucking sound skin. He's all-encompassing when it comes to panto stuff, from the audio-visual to the actual fucking acting and singing. But more importantly, he made an appearance on Mrs. Brown's Boys, and he was the only cast member who got to swear on the night for the Christmas special, which is an honour, because you're only on RTE. I know for a fact that you're only allowed a couple of fucks in one episode, and typically Brendan O'Carroll, the lead, who is Mrs. Brown, gets all the fucks, which is, it's the lion's share. You know what I mean? Head man gets all the stuff, but this today's guest, Richie, he got to say the fuck. Right at the major fuck right at the end, the really punchy one. So for now, yeah, let's go straight ahead. Everything is filled in really on the whole story with the man. He's become a very good friend. He was at our wedding, even stole the fucking show with the singing at the wedding, which is talked about in the podcast. So please, for now, give it up for the very fantastic Richie Hayes. Yeah, we're after the races, Richie.
Off you go.
How's everybody doing? Thank you very much for doing it, by the way, Chris. Jesus. Sausage halfway down my throat. What a fucking start. Sausage halfway down my throat. To put context on this, we're eating
a super value sausage.
Super value / super queen sausages, which to any Irish person listening will know you can't turn them down when they're put your way. I wasn't even hungry, and Richie was making a heap of sausages. He went, "You'll have one." And it's the cocaine to Irish people, isn't it? You can't turn that shit down.
It's good shit, all the same.
Came into your plush apartment as you had your own cleaning lady was in here.
Yeah, I pay for her to come in every day. If I sound like a monster, it's because, as Tom and Lo, we're in the middle of panto.
Mm-hmm.
So the voice is fairly shook.
Well, I don't know why mine's shook, so I don't hardly do any singing. It's just a lot of shout.
But that's what panto is.
Shouting.
Shouting
for kids.
But it's to keep the energy up.
Yeah.
You talk at a normal level, the audience will go asleep. People always say, "Why are you shouting all the time?" I'm not shouting, I'm just energy in your voice.
Yeah, because you look like a bag of shit if you don't actually put it together. Like,
you feel like a bag of shit when you're finished.
I know, yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. You don't realise you're going, sure, I'm grand, I'm off stage and I have a minute or two there and it's grand. But the next thing, it's fucking bananas. Because you got to shoot back out and start roaring again. And then you got to throw in songs in between all that. Fucking hell.
Panto's a ball of energy from the start to the finish, and you have to, because they're kids. It's mostly kids' first experience of theatre.
Yeah. Adults first
well, yeah, exactly.
experience of theatre too.
But panto is I'd be just absolutely flogged after panto. This is not too bad. This is 3 weeks down here, as George McMahon said. It's like a sprint as opposed to a marathon.
Yeah.
Daisy and that in Dublin, the Dublin pantos, like the Helix and that, they're all doing 9 weeks.
9 weeks.
9 weeks. Start at the beginning of December and go until middle of January. Do you know what I mean?
Keeping that
108 shows I did one stint in the gate.
100. Oh my good. Over what time period was that?
9 weeks. It's basically 2 every day, but you do the 11 o'clock shows as well for the schools.
Oh,
so you do 11 and a half, 6, and like you'd have a week or two of them. We've only 3 days of school shows.
Yeah.
Jeez. Compared to that.
Jeez.
And when the schools go back now in a couple of weeks' time, we would have gone back into the shows already.
Really?
The 11 o'clock shows.
Man, you start to hate your lines at that stage.
Oh.
Because even already, like, you're going, what am I supposed to say again? Because you've learned the living Jesus out of the lines, and you know them inside out. But then your brain will just lapse.
Do you know the scary thing? I'm sure it's happened to you as well, probably doing stand up.
Yeah.
You never really have to think about it after a while, but then suddenly your brain will go, what am I fucking saying next?
Yeah.
Or you've gone past the line, you go, I was supposed to say that line there, did I say it?
I couldn't say. You were due. It's a cue line for you to come on with myself and Dale were on day before yesterday, and I was feeling in good shape. All the other scenes had gone fine, and there's a cue line basically where I tell him, right, we're to fuck off back to the palace or whatever, and that's your cue to come on, and I could not get that sentence to sound like English.
Was this the day after the opening night now, Tom?
No. This is only 2 days ago, so I was in all right fettle. It was on St. Stephen's Day.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I had no excuses for being rattled. I would just, for some reason, it said, Palace, we better go, we should have. What? And even Dale was looking at me like, oh, what's wrong with this fella? Has this fella's brain broke? Like,
it happens. And I find Stevens' day is always, you have 2 days off, and because you've been going into rehearsals every day, then tech, then into the shows, open, 2 shows a day, and all you're thinking about is Christmas.
Yeah.
Just get those 2 days off. And your brain is only starting to relax on Stevens' day.
Yeah. Okay, that's it then.
You're straight back in, you go, oh Jesus, what am I doing?
Yeah.
But here we are, we've 18 done now, don't we? And it was 18 up till last night. Of 30 something.
Okay, so we're at the halfway mark, so
we're well past the check.
Yeah. Alright, fair enough, I won't feel it. But to be fair, you can't, like, as I said, I don't know, we were cribbing there at one stage. It was, I think Samantha and Dale were kind of going, Ara, for fucks. I said, lads, let's get real. Right at this point, there's some poor cunt freezing his stones on the top of a scaffolding somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
And he's just after clattering his hand with a fucking hammer.
Yeah.
Do you know what I get there?
We're very lucky to do what we do. But it's part of our nature in the business to just bitch and moan about it.
Well, I think even everybody's going to bitch and moan about no matter. Like, if if you're the greatest laugh ever, you're going to bitch and moan. But it's only when it's put in context too, you're going, oh yeah, no, this is actually class. Yeah,
No, absolutely.
this is class.
We're going out to the bones of 2,000 people a day.
Yeah.
You know, and they're all happy people because it's Christmas and it's their big day out.
Yeah.
There's one thing, and I always have to check myself. And as I'm getting older and my own little fella's getting older, I'm appreciating what the families are doing over the years. They spend a lot of money.
Man.
You call it your average family, 2 parents, 2 kids, and sometimes even nanny and granny.
Yeah.
That's between 4 and 8 tickets, right?
Yeah.
There's the car parking. Well, I know it's free here, but you're driving to the show and there's a program.
There's no way it's going to be just drive to the show.
There's
You're
the
going
dinner.
to have to,
there's the dinner. There's the McDonald's or a hotel or something before and after.
Yeah.
It's an expensive day out. You're probably looking at the bones of 300 or 400 quid for the average family to come see this show.
Jesus, yeah.
So when you think about, and we're sitting there going, oh, here we go again. But like every child and parent out there's at the busting their arse to get the few pounds to be able to go there.
And it was hilarious. Like I was out yesterday, and what kind of struck me was the amount of people that said thanks to me. I was went out for a meet and greet. You're going, what? No, you bought the tickets. Your thank you is appreciated. Like,
well, for them, it's part of their Christmas tradition.
Yeah, and I suppose for them too, because even a chap I met now, I hadn't met in years. He was my rugby coach, and he'd be a real tough old bastard. He'd hardly know how to say thanks. That kind of way. Like, but he came straight over. He's like, the kids are losing their tits to have a picture with you. He says, but can I get a picture with you first?
Yeah.
I went, all right, yeah.
Panto brings out the child in everyone.
It does, yeah, it does.
That's what makes me laugh when your parents are at us going, we used to always come see you in the Gaiety, or even down here now, because we're here 6 years. But the kids are after getting a bit older now, they don't want to be going anymore, it's too cool for school. And I said, so why don't you still come?
Yeah.
And most of them still would love to come, but won't come unless they're a child.
Yeah.
Which I think is ridiculous.
It is, but is it...
Come and have the crack, like.
I think it's not as much of an institution like it is in the UK. Sure, it's not. Like, it's been bred into the... Like, Panto to them is the same as fucking turkey and ham.
Oh, yeah.
Isn't it? Like, do you know, it's like...
But it's very much that way in Dublin as well. Like, the Gaiety Panto...
I suppose...
The traditional Panto in the country. Not anymore. It's not. It's just a big extravaganza now. It's just pure money on the stage. But in terms of being a pantomime, it's not. It's just not. I have no bones about saying.
No, and I've heard you and people who would know say that it's just. I mean,
it's become an extravaganza on stage, and it's a spectacle. That's the word I'm looking for.
Right.
The absolute the curtain goes up, and the live band and the auditorium. There was something I always used to love was when. The dress rehearsal or the tech week.
Yeah.
I used to always make it a bit. I'd go down on the first morning, we get into the theatre and the set would be already in, and I'd sit at the back of the parterre, stroke stalls as they call it, and I'd look in, and there's no other venue like it. And when you look, you have all the proscenium arch around it and the whole lot, and it's just like looking into a fairy tale book, and it's because of the way the building is.
Yeah, the vibe is on you before the show even starts.
It's just so magical. And now with the budget that they have and the set builders and that, it's just phenomenal. When the curtain goes up and you see the costumes and everything's being made from scratch for that production, so it's absolutely stunning. But I do really feel that they've lost the traditional Panto gags and storyline. I don't think that's there anymore. You know,
but just like anything, like money corrupts everything. Like, you know what I mean, to a certain degree. Like.
I always said I'd love to take our Panto and put it on with the production of that level.
Mother of Jesus,
with that set and costumes and stuff.
This year is tight, like, isn't it?
Yeah. You know, like this year's show, because it has heart. If you ask me, we've gone right back. I said to Robert when we started putting the show together, I said, you know what? Now, I said, Cinderella, if it's not broke, don't fix it. And Cinderella's not broke, so let's not try to be clever with it.
Yeah.
I feel a lot of people in the business lately in the last few years are trying to be too clever.
Sticking on arms and legs to a thing that doesn't need it.
Yeah, you don't need to. Dandini that you're playing is Dandini.
Yeah.
And you're playing a straight Dandini. He does change character. We have the twist with you. But there's no twist where Dandini becomes the baddie or he's this or he's that.
Have people done that shit?
Yeah, absolutely. Dandini is a baddie. I'm kind of going, just feck off. Like, you know, she goes to the button, hard working girl, hard done by 2 old bitches and either the stepmother or the baron. Sometimes you have the baron there as well.
Yeah.
So there can be we don't always have the stepmother, sometimes it's just the ugly sisters. But because we had Samantha on board this year, that's why we put in all the different ones. And if the kind of the high profile name this year would have been a male, we would have had him in as the baron, being an older guy.
Yeah.
So that's the way it worked out. But as I said, we just kept it straight and simple and it's bloody working. It's the best reaction we've ever got to a panto down here.
People are losing their mind.
They're actually saying it's the best panto yet.
Yeah.
Because it's like we're about 15 minutes over in the run of the show, and the reason it is because we can't find nothing to take out.
You can't trim out of it. We've already trimmed a ton out of it, sure.
Yeah.
We did that first run in rehearsals. It was like, oh Jesus, this is 2 pantos in one.
Because a lot of the material we're using is needed an audience. So in panto, in rehearsals, as you know, first time you hear it, you laugh, but after that, it's gone.
Yeah.
So you have 12 days of doing gags to a dead audience. You know,
to a mirror.
No one there, exactly. Yeah. You know what's coming next. But look, we're very lucky. I think we have a good show that we can be proud of, and the audience reaction so far is extremely strong. You know.
And you, which has been a bit whirlwind few days in the Hayes household, I can tell you, hasn't it?
It has a bit, alright, yeah.
It'll be one.
3 months have been.
It'll be one thing, yeah. Well, you're shipping out to Boston, as I say. You're off to Florida.
Yeah.
The whole fucking kit and caboodle.
We set Eric and Taylor, off we go. It's been a long old road. It's weird. I don't know. Emotionally, I don't know where I am at the minute because.
Anybody who was doing an immigration like you're doing right now would have their life wound down.
Yeah.
You were at full bore in the middle of a panto.
I'm the busiest I've ever been.
Besides
the move.
And then all of a sudden, you couldn't tell anybody about it, obviously. Christmas Day rolls around, and you're on the biggest show that there is in the British Isles.
Do it in style, don't we, Tom?
Why not? Blow the bollocks out of it.
Look, as I said, if I could spread out the work over the year, it'd be great, but it's not. It's because of what I do. It's all geared at this time. And then, last September, it was actually my brother's 50th birthday party. And I got a text earlier that day off Brian Whitehead. And Brian's a very nice man, a very powerful man. And Brian is the man behind Picture This.
The boy band.
The boy band, yeah. We wouldn't call them a boy band.
No, they're
boys,
not.
But I think they're a bit cooler.
Sorry, yeah, I know, they're cooler than the boy band, yeah.
And the 2 lads, it's just a phenomenal success story. But Brian has been a good friend of mine for years. He ran the Olympia for years as well. So he's been on to Brendan for years because Brendan saw me in the panto back in 2000 in the Gaiety.
To give this context to anybody who's a casual listener who has just sailed in from wherever, because we get a lot of people in Saudi Arabia and the Emirates listen to this.
Lovely. If you ever want to bring me over there, I'll gladly go.
Yeah. And doing my get-agains of Dubai, you should definitely come with me.
Yeah.
Sing
a few songs, you tell the jokes.
Yeah.
You better than me at that.
No, you'll be better than me in the other one. Richie was on, he had a starring role on the Christmas special of Mrs. Brown's Boys the other night, on Christmas night. So that's, and Brendan O'Carroll is the Brendan you're talking about.
Yes. And to make a long story short, Brendan called me in September and asked me, would you be into doing the Christmas special? And I went, hang on, let me think about that.
Yeah. As your car veers back on the fucking road, let me just settle down here.
Talk about stealing my brother's thunder at his 50th.
You got it at the 50th?
At the party, because Brendan was in Florida, so he was 5 hours behind us. Sent me text and I had a few drinks on me and went, hey Richie, Brendan O'Carroll here. The text everyone wants.
If anybody gets that text, yeah.
Would you be into doing the Christmas special? I said, absolutely, I'd love to. Jump a couple of weeks later. It was the longest 2 or 3 weeks of my life because obviously Brendan knew I was available and interested, so he went off and he was writing the storyline and the whole lot. But like every hour is like a day, and every day is like a week when you're waiting for that official phone call from the casting office in BBC to offer you your contract.
Mother divine.
Grown over the 20 years being professional in the business that
until you sign, you're right, until you're on set.
Because this is a quick story. 5 years ago in 2012, after the Voice of Ireland, when I was runner up in that, I got a call from Brendan, you want to do the Christmas special? And I did. Signed the contract, the whole lot. And the night before I was due to fly out on Friday morning, Thursday night, I got a call to say it was cancelled.
Fuck.
The part had been pulled. It was an extra storyline on top of the plot, and it was 15 minutes over. So the first thing to go was my character and my storyline. Sick. But in fairness to Brendan, he said, "Don't worry, you'll get in. I want to work with you. You're going to be here at some stage." And he did, and it's all done now.
Fair play to, like, yeah, quite literally. And you know yourself, you could even have it on set, filmed, the whole lot's in the can, everybody shakes hands, goes for a drink afterwards. And it isn't until it comes out on telly you don't fully know if you're going to be cut from the bastard thing. Like.
I told none of my family, obviously all knew I was in it.
Yeah.
My immediate family and close friends and yourselves, you knew. But that was it. I didn't tell the general public. I couldn't announce it online. I was busting to tell people, as you do in our business. But I couldn't. And I remember at Christmas Eve, or Christmas night, was up with my in-laws, and they're having the dinner. And I always go for a sleep after dinner on Christmas Day because I'm always just wrecked from Panto.
Yeah.
But this time I had to go to bed because we had a late dinner. And I went to bed and I said, right, I can't sit here for another 2 hours. I can't drink because I'm driving home. So I was sitting there going...
Did they know? They knew, did they?
Oh, they knew.
Okay.
No one knew the storyline and the clue who I was, what I was doing. Or
right.
I was in it.
So you and...
Even my wife, Eric, she had no clue.
No way.
No one knew. No, honest to God, no one knew. So loads of people thought I was the new Rory.
Yeah.
But I wasn't. So, so I'm watching it through my fingers, literally. And I looked at Eric a couple of times. I said, alright? I said, no, I actually feel like getting sick. Because I was worried over a couple of things. And the funniest one was, as I knew the next camera shot was me, I was going, what if they brought someone else in?
Oh, Jesus Christ. The bit where you walk in the door.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
So when it snapped to the me sitting at the kitchen table, I went, right, I'm in it. And then for the rest of the other 25, 30 minutes was, did they cut stuff? They actually didn't cut literally probably one gag out of it. And it was a throwaway gag that Brendan put in just on the spur of the moment on the night. So I was absolutely delighted with it. And then we watched it again on BBC and I was able to relax and enjoy it a bit more.
It was also on telly again last night.
And the night before. It's been on every night. And that's only in Ireland. It's been on BBC as well.
Yeah.
But literally my phone was on the thing next to me. And from the time my face appeared, beep, 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 the phone just literally started hopping on the side of the couch. And, oh my God, I can't believe it. Jesus Christ, I'm after spitting me whisper at the telly. I'm after spitting me pudding at the telly. Because I've been around a long time. You know, people know me or not know me. You know me from Panto, or know me from The Vice or Banished, or done a fair few things spread out over the few years. But they come and go, so your profile up and down. But people will always come to me and go, were you your man that was? Or you your man that was?
Yeah.
My height has a lot to do with that as well. And even, you know, the Panto element, Panto going audiences know, you know, I'm fairly well known for Panto in the country, to be fair. So when people saw me on this, they literally shit themselves going, what are the best kept secret ever.
Well, it just added a nice bit of spice to everybody who'd bought a ticket to come and physically see you in the real life too. Like, they're going, fucking lovely.
Reaction, and I have to say, this is mad, but the reaction from the audience, I just feel it's different. It's like they're going, you're the man we saw on the telly. I've never seen you live. And I haven't experienced that before. I suppose I did years ago after The Voice, but that was a different beast. It was more of a public thing.
Plus, you weren't playing a character.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Myself, and there was slight ownership because people were voting for you, which was fair enough, and I wouldn't have been there only for. So thanks. But this was different.
And that's the thing, like, you were just parachuted into their favourite comedy outlet on TV.
And my brother put it, he said, it's the only fools and horses of this generation.
Yeah, it's true, yeah.
And I have to be honest with you, I'm not just saying it because I'm in it, but I genuinely, every Christmas, that's the one thing I look forward to seeing.
It's an institution.
It's my style of comedy. Some people don't like it, but horses for courses, I like that style because, was it you said it to me or someone else? It's like the Panto. No, something I think.
No, I said it, yeah.
What'd you say?
It's just the Panto for TV.
Yeah,
it
exactly.
is. Because he lets people in on the gag.
Yeah.
You get to see that there's a live audience, which is something you never see.
Yeah.
And there'll be mistakes.
And
you know what I mean? Great mistakes, and they'll leave him in if they're worth it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They'll leave in the mistakes, and they'll run the line again for the crack. And it's the audience, just like Panto. If a mistake happens, they love to know it's happened because
and
they feel part of it.
That they're in it.
Yeah.
You know, when we sometimes like even yesterday on stage, I did an old bit of banter with you and Dale on stage I'd never done before, and you started laughing, and I started laughing, and the audience knew. That's the boys having the crack.
Yeah.
Oh, we're in on the joke, like, you know?
Yeah.
And they love that, and that's the principle which
Mrs. Brown's.
But it just, like, I suppose to talk about when I filmed it, I landed in, or the funny thing was he said, we'll send a car for you, and I went, alright, so I'm expecting an old car, 3 7s and a 10, as we say, aboard with the taxi or rapid cab or something to pull up outside. Next minute, I'm sitting there with Eric having a cup of tea, ready to go.
This is home in
this
Kildare.
Is in Kildare.
Yeah.
And there's a knock on the door, and I walk out and I open the door, and there's this tall man, well dressed, very elegant man. Hello, Mr. Hayes. Yeah. And I'm like,
you thought it was a tax collector.
Yeah.
So.
I'm Tom, and I'm here to take you to the airport. And I look behind him, and there's this stretch, high-end, like E-class or S-class Merc, blacked out windows, brand new and all that.
Jesus.
So he takes my bag, and I go back into Eric and said, yeah, I said, have a look. You know,
of course, have a look.
Because you're not doing it every day, and yeah, there was times where I've had experienced stuff like that.
Come here, that's a norm only for a tiny percentage of the world.
Yeah.
Trust me, anybody listening to this is going, what the fuck? A stretch Merc pulled up outside the door.
So I get in. I walked out, and I'd like to think I'm very down to earth.
You didn't sit up front with him, did you?
I did.
Did you? Because that's exactly what I would do.
He felt more awkward than I did. I was a lovely man. Larry was his name.
You put the bags all the way in the back.
I was literally on... They flew me over on I can't remember, was it a Monday or something? They flew me over that night before, the day before, and we had the read through and the costume fitting the next day, and then they were flying me back. So I was over and back about 6 times every couple of days. And he took down a small carry-on bag, he took it, and he put it in the boot, and then he went to open the door for me at the back. I said, well, I said up the front with you. He went, well, if you want. I remember saying it to you or something, or someone else, and you said, get the fuck's in the back for yourself. So I did the next time.
Oh yeah, you gotta. It makes look. He has a job where he, puts him at ease if you're going to be the customer, like. But but I would totally.
It's a typical Irish thing.
Not a big shot. No, you know what I mean.
Because you're worried there. Who the fuck does he think he is?
Yeah. And the man is more than happy for you to think who you are because he's getting paid. You know what I mean? That's brilliant.
Well, it turns out this man, like regular jobs, is at the Gleesons. He drives the Gleesons everywhere.
Right.
Domhall and all of that.
Yeah.
See the way I just a Domhall.
Oh yeah, you just threw him in there.
I did one before. I did a show with Domhall.
Did you?
Yeah, I don't think I ever chatted to you about this.
Did you? The now superstar overtaking his old lad, fucking.
Oh, big time, yeah. As what's the Jennifer thingy on 2FM? She says, "Can you imagine the conversation on Christmas Day?" And
Jennifer Zamparelli
with all the different brothers. Oh, how are you?
Tipping.
Yeah. How about you? I have something coming up if you want. How about you? I just finished Star Wars.
Yeah.
I did. I got one thing I'm very, very proud of on my CV is that I did a play in the Abbey.
All right.
You don't know that, right?
No, it's a straight play. Straight play.
To conquer, yeah. Played a part, no. Small part, but fuck it. As some people say, remember this woman or man said to me, mother, this is a good while ago now, about 10 years ago or more. She said, I believe Richard's after getting into a play in Abbey. She said, yeah, it's just a small part. She said, it doesn't matter. It's a national theatre. And she said, if most people give their right arm to walk across the stage with a hole in a tray or something.
Yeah.
So I did She Stoops to Conquer. And they had kind of the servants in the house. What they needed was musicians, and I'm a drummer as well.
Right.
So, and Domhall was there. And Phelim Drew, Ronnie Drew's son. Not that I need to say who Phelim is, he's a very well-known actor. And the 3 of us, and 1 or 2 other lads as well, that names will come to me in a while. And we were kind of the extras that were either the house staff, and then we played the lads in the pub.
Yeah.
In multiple parts. But Donald was in it. He was about 18, 19 at the time. Long before he had done any the stuff he's doing now, you know.
Jeez.
I've never spoken to him since, but I always wonder if I ever passed him or met him, would he kind of, hell yeah, or whatever. But here's the one. He was the first, you know the way I do all AV video stuff?
Yeah.
He got me into it.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Because I wondered, I was like, like you're covering, we talked about this briefly, you're covering like 4 or 5 just jobs alone on this one panto, and then there's 2 other pantos that you're stuck in. So...
Yeah. So all that video stuff that I now do, and it's my other job.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? All year round I'll do promos, and I do all the promos for all of the Robert C. Kelly pantos in Scotland, and the 2 and 3 in Ireland. Plus his other musicals and different productions, but for other people, and I do a lot of stuff like that as well.
Yeah.
And I just love it. It was a hobby that I became fairly handy at. And now I have it at a stage where I'm able to produce stuff that's kind of professional quality.
And what was he tipping around with a laptop like backstage?
He had
or
a
what?
Mac when no one had Macs.
Right. The old lad had a few bob, sure.
Yeah, you know, but it was him and his friends, and they were making all these movies with just a big kind of JVC camcorder,
Yeah.
you know, and with the tapes and all that. But he was after finding out on what is now iMovie. It was called something else back then. And then I said, how are you making them? He said, look, I have this and this. So he grabbed a bit of video and he slotted it in. And we're doing it on our phones now, like everyone's making it. Well, he was doing that like back 12, 14 years ago. But the films they were making, they were doing all like mad special effects.
What?
Simple things where they'd be using string and, you know, and obviously he'd been around it all his life with his dad and his brothers. But that's what he was doing. And I went, I love this. I couldn't afford a Mac.
Yeah.
But I remember, I'm trying to remember, that Christmas then I went back into the gating and the few pound I earned there, I bought myself a Dell PC when everyone had Dell.
Yeah.
I remember everyone had a fucking, not everyone, but you know. So I got myself a machine and I got, what was the name of the software? I can't remember. It was an editing software. And I bought that and Jesus, I just lived that.
Right.
You know. And that's when I started, and I still do it now. I'm into After Effects and Cinema 4D and getting into the 4D animation graphics and all that kind of thing. It's just kind of a sideline hobby of mine. I developed so much now that I can make a few pounds from it.
And you made our wedding.
I made your wedding video, yeah. Your wedding intro.
Intro, yeah, for coming down the stairs.
Find the thing.
We'll track it down. It hasn't completely disappeared, surely. But it's yeah, because even that, like, people were going, there's no, what? Hold on, the bloke that is at your wedding as a guest, he sang at your wedding as a guest, and now he's produced this unbelievable video as a guest.
Much to the dismay as the other band that is the singer of the band.
Jesus Christ. Oh, Jesus. I mean, even that man has to admit it. He was like, who the fuck is singing with my band? Who is singing with my band out there?
He knew me in fairness.
I did, of course.
Yeah. And
how did that happen? Because I was out talking to somebody, and then the next thing I could out the side where the barbecue thing was, he was drinking a glass of Coke or whatever, just resting himself.
Yeah.
And all of us heard, coming from the other side of the manor house, going, is that... Oh, Jesus Christ. And even he looked up and then we ran in. So did you go... Because I remember you saying it to me, Tom, if you want me to jump on. And I said, Richie, you're at a wedding. You've done enough.
Yeah.
But sure, there's only crack to you, like, because it wasn't a gig.
I was having the day
jumping up for an old song, like.
Most of the musicians in the band that night knew me because I'm gigging.
Okay,
so
yeah.
Just one of the lads. How are you? You
right.
You're going to sing later on? So sure, if you want me to get up, give me a shout. If I can still throw something out. And then the singer himself said the same. Yeah, sing a tune or two. I said, yeah, sure, why not? Because I hadn't, at the time, I hadn't been singing with a live band in quite some time, and there was a great band that night. So I got, but that's happened to me a couple of times when we've been on.
I bet it fucking has.
So I tell you this funny story in the Canaries, Puerto Rico and the Canaries.
Right.
Gone there quite a lot before Taylor came along with himself and Erica, and this time it was just myself and Erica. Taylor wasn't born. And we went into the piano bar, the black and white bars upstairs in the shopping centre area. And there's always a fella on keyboards. It's like, you know, a busman's holiday, whatever. The last thing you want to do is get up and sing.
Yeah.
But there was people there that had sang at some stage before. They said, will you get up and sing? So, piano player, I didn't ask him directly, but someone asked him, call up your man. So I get up, and you have to, you don't understand, like 4'11" and a big young fella walking up, full of vodka. How's it going, Harry? What are you going to sing by? Sure,
what are you going to sing by?
You're Tom Jones, a bit of Delilah, or Help Yourself or something
so
like that. So
he had no expectations, like.
So he said, yeah, Grant, what key? I don't know, I don't know keys, and I don't know keys. I'll sing it or something.
Yeah.
They always go for the low key. No, go up. You sure? Yeah, go up. No, go up again. That's the original. Yeah, that's it now. Yeah. You sure? Yeah, I'll bring it down. No, that's it. Go on. So all right, this fella's going to die and he's old. And he's like, I got to the end of the song, and everyone going more, and he's going, shit.
This is his gig, like.
Yeah. I'm kind of going, don't worry, fucking boss, I don't want this gig. You showed up, you're old. So I sings another one. But the funny thing was 2 nights after, my wife loved that pub, so we used to always go in. No, I didn't want to be singing. I was on my holidays.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Straight after Panther, I think. And he's in there again. And he's shouting up, anyone got special requests? He said, shout them up. He said, we'll do our best to do them for you. So this woman was there. Quando.
Right.
Quando. I don't know that one. Does anyone else know out there know Quando?
Oh no.
And after I didn't say that straight away, and he left it off, and it came around again about 10 minutes later.
Yeah.
Eventually I went, yeah, I know it. And it's like when anyone else? Yeah, me. Is there anyone else out there? So I looked at Eric and I went, alright, he's not asking me up again.
No.
Enough said.
You wouldn't blame the man, in fairness. Like, it shouldn't be all fair now. It's his gig and you come in on holidays and shit all over it.
It happened to me on a cruise ship as well.
Were you holidaying on the cruise ship or were you singing
this
on it?
particular one I was, because I have sang on them as well as guest spots, but Piano Man asked me up. He knew that's what it was. He was after I did a chartered cruise, an Irish chartered cruise out of Florida with Tony Kenny, but I was a guest on Tony's show, but I wasn't the singer on Tony's show, I was the comedian.
Right.
Doing the gags and kind of sang a line or two. So this fella saw me in the show because he was the musician on that ship.
Yeah.
Well, when it's a chartered cruise, most of the acts on the ship that work all the time on it have a week off, but they still stay on the ship. So this guy had seen me, but then we're on a Royal Caribbean ship. It was a med cruise, and he goes, "You were on the thing." I said, "Oh yeah, I remember. Yeah. Good, grand." So that was it. Later on that night, we're walking around as you do, and he's in on the piano bar, and he was like, "Oh, here." And again, he said, "Do you want to sing?" I said, "Yeah, sure." I just did my bit. But sure, especially on a ship like that, I'm not going to get up and half-arse it.
No.
I gave it the full beans, you know what I mean? Because at the time as well, I'm kind of going, well, if someone sees me, I might get it myself.
Yeah.
So more on that, I was kind of going, here. So, I sang a couple of songs after the first one. Thank you! Took the mic back off me.
Thank you.
I did not see that microphone again.
No, I bet you didn't. Jesus Christ. And have you done many of those cruises?
I've done about 10 or 12.
Oh, have you?
Yeah, over the years.
Because this is something you told me about last year and I had no concept even existed.
Yeah.
So are they typically Irish? Well, the ones you would do, would they be Irish themed?
All the cruises I've done, I've been in Irish chartered cruises. So there's one goes out of Fort Lauderdale every year, the Gertrude Burns cruise, and in fairness, I was introduced to it and brought on by Tony Kenny. I was with Tony for years in his
right.
Tony brought me on, say, as part of his show. So I wasn't advertised or anything like that. I was in Tony's show. But then as the years went by, people started seeing, hang on, I'd like to see more of this fella.
Yeah.
They weren't going to see me. In fairness, I'm not going to, on someone else's show, they're not going to let me go and do it.
Yeah.
So after a while, doing the jigs and the reels, I was starting to do, move away and more or less do my own thing. And anyway, so I did about 5 or 6 with Tony. And then after the Voice, they brought me back on my own. I did a year. Then I've done Celtic Thunder, which are an Irish group. They're an Irish boy band, as we call them. It's like Celtic Woman. But they're huge in America and Canada and Australia.
I had no idea of this. I think you told me about this.
They're a 5-piece band.
I definitely thought it was strippers.
Who are all like very good looking lads.
Right.
All different ages. And they do the Irish thing. They make it look trendy and cool.
Yeah.
And people just go bonkers for them. So Celtic Thunder have been going. They had their 10-year anniversary just this year.
And are they the same fellas, or do they interchange
They
them out?
vary. They do vary. Some come and go. Some go and don't come back. But the majority of them have either been there from the start, or So it's the brand.
Yeah.
But as I said, I 3 years ago did their chartered cruise. Out of Fort Miami, we went out of for a week, and I was kind of presenting stuff and doing my own bits and pieces, but it was kind of a newbie thing for me for that. But November just gone, they took over the entire ship, Carnival Cruise Line.
Jesus.
And I was cruise MC on the whole ship, and plus I had about 5 of my own shows. And then what happens then is once people know I'm on the show, the likes of Linda, who was our choreographer in the last couple of years,
who is
Haley Joe's
Mammy.
Yeah,
right.
She's choreographer for Celtic Thunder, and Haley Joe was on it as well. So who plays Cinderella, as you were all in the previous podcast. Anyway, we were all on the ship for a week, and then what happens is Belinda Richie, you were on the ship, are you? Yeah, will you do a Spot and White show as well?
Oh, right.
Yeah, so I ended up just bonkers. But it was brilliant, like 3,500 lunatics on the middle of the sea, and it's all Irish themed, and that was a busy week, but it was good fun. And I moved to Florida straight after Panto, literally, and land on the 11th and the following, about 4 or 5 days to get sorted, and then I have to leave my wife and child and get on a ship for a week. And Andy Cooney's cruise, and that goes out of.
Will they be playing that Mrs. Brown episode on every single television for the entirety? I would insist on it if I were you. I would insist on it.
Yeah,
or at the very least, have posters up everywhere.
Because believe it or not, he only called me from New York last night. I missed call during the show, and he's
who, Brendan or
no, Andy Cooney.
Oh right, yeah.
Who's an Irish American artist and a massive following as well. And he does his own cruise, and he brings on like Ronan Tynan is on it, Mike Denver.
Oh right, yeah.
Load of Irish acts go over, and this year I am on that ship. Well, January 8th.
Yeah.
But he called me last night from New York and asking me to do the 19 cruise already. He says I'm 100% sure you're going to go down a bomb this year. So
yeah.
So that's kind of on the table for next year as well. So I'm looking forward to that.
I would definitely be on Photoshop right now, creating your own poster with you and fucking Brendan O'Carroll and have them stuck up all over that entire ship. I mean, I'm sure the other lads are lovely, but I hate to use the phrase bomb to absolutely kill on a ship.
Yeah.
You'd kill on a ship anyway, but you may as well have all the people at all the times knowing what you're saying.
No, it's the job. It's like, as you said, we're lucky, doing Panto. It's the weather's not great and it's cold and it's very physically the Panto is demanding on your voice, especially, which is why I'm literally at the moment, because I'm so busy in the show and the type of character I am, it has to be like 20 and not even 10 the whole time.
There's I have a few screamy bits, but you've a couple of unbelievable high screamy bits. Like, so
believe it or not, Panto is probably the loneliest time for me.
Yeah,
because I literally go from the dressing room straight home and I'm in this room and I stay here on my own all night. That sounds but it literally is the case, because you know yourself, when I come off, my voice is just gone through the floor.
Yeah.
And I can't talk. So I just have to come home. And it's not about nursing my voice, it just needs rest. It's a muscle. So,
well, you'd blow an engine in the car if you were running it that hard too.
I'm so used to it now, 20 odd years of it. I just know, take all the tablets you want. I do that as a prevention thing to stop myself from getting a cold or something.
Yeah. 2,000
people farting and belching in on top of
me.
Do you know what I mean?
And then you got to take photographs with them, and the kids have snotty noses and everything.
Fist bombs are the new handshake.
Yeah.
And so it actually is. It's quite a solitary couple of weeks for you, because we're on campus here, and campus is shut down.
Yeah.
So there's no one around, so you just literally come home. And when I was younger, I used to go and tear the arse out of it, but not anymore. I just can't.
Yeah, all you see now is the odd Asian student walking around because they're in the same boat as us. They're not going home.
Too far to go home, So, but my point is that, we're very lucky to be doing it. But when you're getting gigs like, thankfully I'm getting at the moment, like when we were in November, my brother David, my oldest brother David, with John, who we spoke with the last time, the Carvin, and then there's David, who's a musician, and he's with me in America the whole time. He comes out.
Oh yeah. What is he a producer with you?
He's a musician,
right?
And he's a sound engineer as well. So he kills a couple of birds with one stone. He's multiple caps, but he comes with me now on the cruise lines as well, so he's fucking laughing. So
you've Erica flat out doing any dancing that is required,
and singing, choreographer, she's costume.
She's great. She did the voiceover on our video as well for Watch Me Go. So how soon does Taylor? How much time in of solitude does Taylor have before you're going to actually get him dancing and singing?
Well, he already has a paddy cap ready to go.
Does he?
He's red with curly hair on.
He looks the part too.
Oh, he's great.
Just give him a little pipe. He's got a rocket and an iron jumper.
Actually, to tell you the funniest thing ever is, obviously it was Christmas night. We left him up the other night because he's 5.5. So he was watching Mrs. Brown. She had a clue what was going on until the very last line. Where my line in the show is, "Don't even fucking think about it, pal."
Yeah.
He was in McDonald's yesterday with his nanny and his granddad and his mammy, and at the top of his voice he goes, "Yeah, ma'am, why did Dad keep going? Don't even fucking think about it, pal." In the middle of McDonald's.
This makes you sound like an abusive father.
Yeah.
Yeah, your mother having to put it in context. No, what he means is his dad was in.
Yeah. Forget about it.
Yeah.
You can't be saying that. Daddy had to say that on the telly. Don't be saying, because when he saw it on the night, as I said, he was still up on the BBC one at this stage, and I was getting a bit kind of head was falling off him. But he turned around when I said, "Don't even fucking think about it, Pat." And he jumped up, "Don't even fucking think about it, Pat. Come on, Daddy." And I was, "Shut up, you're not to say that." I said, "I had to say it because I was doing the job. No, you don't say that." And then last night, Erica said he was watching a cartoon, and someone fell or something, or it was pirates or something, bish bosh bush. Yeah, "Oh, that's gotta fucking hurt." Oh, and he said, "Taylor, you're not to be using that word." "Oh, I meant that's gotta really hurt, Mammy."
Smart.
He's at that stage now.
And he's going straight into a new school in America. And it's going to teach him all how to say the word.
Yeah.
In all the correct context too, like.
Yeah. He's he's brilliant because obviously Erica choreographed this as well, the panto. So he's born into the business, and all he knows is me and Erica. Because we produce a lot of stuff and direct stuff as well, so constantly at home working together, setting out what's for rehearsals or putting a show together or whatever. So when Erica's choreographing, she'll set everything in the kitchen and then film it, and so he's usually in most of the videos wandering around playing around her feet as she's hopscotching around the place. So he's just so used to it. And but in terms of him being in the show, he comes to most of the shows with us and he sits in the wings on his iPad. And for him, sit on the chair and know that there's up to 1,000 people in the audience, and he's looking at his mommy and daddy singing and dancing.
Not a taking notice at him.
Not a fucking iota of a bother on him.
Because he's one young fella, like, he fair doesn't make strange or anything. Like, he'd sit up into, like, the night of the opening night, sure, Belinda had him up in her lap and sure, he just fell away to sleep.
Like. Yeah, see, Eric and Belinda now are best friends.
Okay, fair enough.
But even besides that, he's that kind of child.
He doesn't give it.
Natasha would have been saying, "Go to Natasha, you fall asleep in her house." You know, he's a very loving child. I'm kind of, that's the kind of, we have always been very open with him. He comes everywhere with us, everywhere. But we waited 3.5 years to have him. We had our fun before he came.
Yeah, But even like when he last year, I think I was telling you, or was I telling? He walked in after opening night. And whether he'd seen it or he hadn't watched it or he couldn't give a shit, who cared? But the kid walked in like a young producer, like a young Jewish producer in Hollywood. He walks in and goes, "You guys are great.
Good job.
Good job. You guys are great." You're like, what? Yeah. Well, this kid should have a tartan jacket and a cigar in his hand going, "Beautiful, baby, beautiful."
We land on the Thursday. He'll have a full-blown American accent by Friday. He has a big twang of it anyway. And that comes from watching YouTube.
All the kids know.
But he spent a huge amount of time over in Florida over the last 2-3 years around a lot of Americans, obviously. So he has a lot of like Trash and Daddy and Superman. He has all that.
Right. But sure, of course, no child has been in Disneyland more than that young fella.
Yeah, well, it helps when his daddy and his mommy are the biggest children going.
Yeah. Oh no, I totally get it. Yeah,
as you well know, and your other half, like, so we have the residence passes for Disney.
Makes perfect sense.
It's just like the next year or more is going to be just huge because I'm so looking forward to it. But I haven't let myself go there yet.
Yeah, of course.
I knew how much work was ahead of us, and it's just like to give you an idea. As I said, our next day off is Wednesday next week.
Yeah,
I have to move out of the house that day. It's the only day I can move out because I have to be out of it by the 4th, and we're happen to be off on the 3rd. So I'm going up Tuesday night. There'll be a skip outside the house, and we're not bringing any furniture with us. So we've adverts.ie has exploded. I've become a bestseller. Like overnight.
Yeah.
So everything and anything that we had, but there's no point. But there's lots of our friends, we've lots of friends over there from Ireland, and one gang is living in Chicago, and they shipped all their stuff over, and it took months to get there. And when it did get there, the rooms in American houses are naturally bigger than here, so the furniture looks like doll's house stuff.
Of course, yeah.
I said, you know what? We have our house. We've rented a house, a lovely area, lovely house. So very lucky. It's right across the road from the school, so it's all in place. And what we've done is we've sold our couch. I put that money in an envelope and wrote couch on it. And when I get over there, I'll just go, right, couch, please.
Yeah,
save the beds and all that kind of thing. And I've moved around so much. Like my brother John thinks I am absolutely nuts. Can't understand that I've bought and sold 2 houses. I've had 2 different mortgages and sold them off and got rid of them and, started again.
Yeah.
And we've rented for the last 3 years. I've probably moved house in me life with Eric about 7 times.
Right.
We lived in 7 different, and most people will get married, buy a house, maybe a second one in their lifetime. That's it, But some people are different, and
we're the same.
Yeah,
we've moved a ton as well. So it's.
My brother's one of these people where it's like get married, build his house, beautiful house. Don't get me wrong, but he has no inhibitions of going anywhere or doing like acting like that. Do you know what I mean? Whereas for me in this business and yourself, it's always like.
Well, you're transient all the time.
Yeah, I get a kick out of that. But so for us to be selling off stuff, my mum is like, "Oh Jesus, you're getting rid of everything." I said, "Mum, they're just material
That's
things.
all stuff.
Fucking couch,
stuff.
bed, get another one." Like, do you know what I mean?
And it's a great thing you actually kind of get to reset. You're like, oh yeah, I don't need half the shit I did.
And here's the thing: I watched the show and people should look at it. It's called Minimalists,
Right.
on Netflix.
Yeah.
Watch it. It'll change. Well, I won't say it'll change your life, but it'll change your outlook on certain things. Two businessmen that had everything, like
Yeah.
they had millions, and the business went bang, or they sold it or something, and now they live out of a bag, and that's it.
Right.
Like, here's what I done. The next morning I went out and I pulled out the top drawer of the kitchen thing, and I counted the knives and forks, spoons and things, and it was 38 of everything in it.
What?
30 forks, 30 knives, all Newbridge silver shit, right?
Yeah.
It's grand, lovely stuff to have. I said to her, there's 3 of us in the house. I said, the max we're ever going to have, which is very rare, it's probably 2 or 3 to 4 people more sitting down for a bit of dinner with us. Why do we need fucking 30 forks and knives? So I went, right, 10 of them, and I took all the rest of the shit away, put it up on adverts and got 40 quid for it the next day. But in all this,
Yeah.
I mean, like, honest to God, we've sold like thousands of pounds worth of stuff. Presses, beds, couches, TVs, everything. And I've kept just what I needed to keep us going. Not once have I turned around and went, I must get that, oh shit, it's gone. It
Yeah.
actually happened.
No.
You know, how much stuff do you actually need to get by day by day?
Well, that's consumerism, isn't it? They convince you that that's what you need. You need this shit, like.
Well, it's Apple, which I'm out with at the moment. We talked about this yesterday.
Oh, you wanted me to write sketches? I have 2 that you're gonna like.
Okay, well,
and it's ripping the balls out of Apple,
correct.
basically.
Well, I am. Anyone that knows me will tell you that I always say I was the first Irish man to get the iPad. I was in the very first iPad. I was in Florida, actually going on a cruise that day, and I pre-booked it from Ireland
Right.
to pick it up that morning. So I was in one of those mad American queues for the launch of the product.
Yeah.
Blacked out windows and they tore all the paper down. I was about 6th in line. So I was saying I'm the first Irish man in Florida to get an iPad, and they took pictures of me for the paper and everything.
Right.
Over there. And but I always, as soon as the phone came out, I'd be down that morning. I'd have it by 9 o'clock. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I had to have the newest Apple product. And then about 3 years ago I just stopped. Probably because I didn't have any money.
But they're sons of bitches.
And I had the iPhone 6 Plus, which I got on an upgrade with the things that I was grand. And I would usually, at max, I would have the phone for about 2 years, and then it always changed. So I'm 3.5 years now with this one, which is unknown. But it's fine because I really mind them. It's like new when you take it out. The bastards, fucking software-wise, it's not working anymore.
Yeah, but we talked about it yesterday. They're slowing it down on you.
I'm pressing buttons, it's cutting out, it's turning off. Fucking FaceTime was upside down last night.
And that shouldn't happen. You know what I mean? That shouldn't happen.
I'm gonna go on, you bastards.
Like if you had a Nokia 3210, she'd still work.
And the snake would be about fucking 23 metres long.
Anyway, you're going to have to be more up to date. We were talking about it because people are going to want to know your journeys now and all the rest. You don't have to obviously do a 20 post a day thing, but people are going to want to know what Richie's doing in fucking Florida. So you're going to have to do more with your Instagram and stuff like that because people are interested.
Yeah.
And plus, we all want to know what you're doing, so we can be jealous. Do you know, like there's
But
no.
you know what? It was I was on it for a dog during the Voice because it was very much that campaign.
Yeah.
Even though they say it's not a popularity competition, I know it's not a fucking talent competition either. But anyway, do you know what I mean? So,
They're all popularity competitions.
exactly. It's an entertainment show.
Yeah.
That's what it was. But I was on it then. But then, to be honest with you, the whole Voice thing was so invasive. A lot, mainly because Taylor was born 6 days after the final of the Voice.
Right.
It was very invasive. There's people literally at the gate. I say gate, at the entrance to the house.
Yeah.
Like looking in and taking pictures, and I'm going, would you go away? Remember the first time, and everyone who's had a baby will know what I'm talking about, that first time you take your new baby out, not out of the hospital, you bring him home, and the first day, okay, we'll go out for a little walk and put him in the pram and bring him off. And we did. A nice day in May. He was born the 15th of May, so about 5 days later, 6 days later. It's the first kind of sunny day we had, and I went out to Tramore in County Waterford.
Yeah.
And because I was literally just living in my own little cocoon with my wife and my family and Taylor, I hadn't been out as the fella that had just been in front of 1.2 million on the final. Like, and we walked out and we put Taylor in the buggy and so on. And then all of a sudden, just this flock of people came around us.
Jesus.
And in the end, I had to just grab Eric and the child and put him back in the car. She was in tears because none of them meant any bad, but they were just like hands in on top of me, kind of going, I don't know any of these people, Erica.
You became the safari animal, didn't you?
Yes, exactly. You know, and that was so I kind of shied away from it for a while. And to be honest with you, the following 2 years, never really spoke publicly about this, but the following, it was such up there, like,
yeah,
couldn't go outside the door, everyone knew you. And then the Celebrity Banish Tour, and a couple of TV programs for kids stuff. So it was all, and all of a sudden, the album came out, bombed on its whole because no one wanted it because the show was done. So it was, you know, and after that, then it just all went quiet because you're built up and all these people are around you, and then as soon as it goes, next on RT is the news. Yeah, you know, and it's just
today's newspaper is tomorrow's chip bag, isn't that what they say? Like,
yeah, you know, and that was hard to deal with, and I dealt with it all right, but as the time went by, then it just all kind of died away, and all I had was the panto each year, and then the school business closed on us and we moved house and just had a real low point, so I just went off social media. Yeah, because I was saying no one wants to know what I'm doing. I was tipping away, I was making me money to pay me bills, but it wasn't exciting work. Do you know what I mean?
You see, it's not exciting to you, Richie. And this is what Dale and the rest of them have been telling me. Is, Tom, it doesn't matter if you make shoelaces for a living. Yeah. People want to look at your life.
It's content.
It's content. It doesn't matter what the fuck it is.
Like, you know, when we pick up a newspaper to read something, that too, we're not, I suppose, and I hate to even say it, but we're not regular Joe Soaps. No. We are a product, and we are people who do something that's different to other 9 to 5. Yeah. And they're interested to read it and feel they're part of it. So yeah, I obviously the other night was just, as I said, Twitter account went up over 1,000. I'm up over 4,000 followers now, which is small in context for some people. It was big for me. Do you know what I mean?
But somebody who doesn't tweet an awful lot.
Yeah, exactly.
You're not tweeting every day.
Not at all.
Do you know what I mean? That's colossal, like, for somebody who doesn't tweet every day. Because
I don't know, it's not a Waterford thing, it's more of an Irish thing, but when I'm tweeting something, and you might go, I hear I tweet this, and people are going, again, what the fuck are you telling us for? Oh, do we want to know? And it's because when I was growing up, Waterford, or don't get me wrong in this, but Waterford have been so supportive, and on Mrs. Brown's, I'm actually gobsmacked, completely blown away by the support and just the good wishes from Waterford people. But through the years, there's been a tiny percentage kind of begrudge in a way, you know.
Oh, that's a huge percentage. And that's an Irish thing.
I suppose in my head when I say that, I have actual individual faces in my head. Yeah. That I know when I'm tweeting or doing something, I can see them reacting to it in my head. Yeah. That's mad. But
it's the same reason why you sat up front with that fucking driver.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You're going,
absolutely.
Some langer's going to see. Nobody's going to see you. Yeah. And if they do see you, fuck them. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And I've only gotten my head around that in the last 2 years, but it's like, oh yeah. Yeah, fuck all them.
Yeah. Like even your stuff, when I watch your stuff, they get a kick out of it.
Yeah.
Even though I know you, I'm kind of going, here's the barbecue with Tom. It's not great.
What silly old shite, like.
Yeah, and my brother John that does all the carbon we talked about, he was going through this Sunday, Friday thing, and he asked me to make from, I can go on. And but he's the thing as well, like, he was the one that used to ridicule me, you're fucking telling everyone your business for.
Yeah.
And now he lives his life on it.
Yeah.
Like he farts and he's just had a fart. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But there's people making a good living from it now.
There is, but I don't like. Obviously, you're not going to become an Instagram star because you're on Instagram. You're going to be a star because you're a star for other stuff. But the reality is, there's still people kind of going, "Why do they even know what you do?" People going, "Do you know who you should follow? This fella." Because you could just turn around and ironically take a picture of just a seagull shitting on a cruise ship one day. People will go, class, that's 10 seconds of my life when I was out having a fag.
Yeah,
this has all been broken down for me by Dale Cronin, by the way.
Yeah.
And the rest of them who are all very prolific at this stuff. Tom, it doesn't matter what you're putting up. That man puts up a picture of his shoes. It's not all fans. People just go, oh yeah, there's Dale's shoes. And it doesn't bother their day.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? Yeah. But people want to know. So what can people get you on? This will be your brother ringing now, I bet you, isn't it?
No. It's Kildare number. I'm doing a podcast with Tom. Go away. Call him back in a minute. Wonder who that is.
Yeah, we actually better go to the Panto.
Fuck, it's 1:15.
Yeah, we actually better go. So where can people find you now? It's just to cap it off after talking.
Cap it off and all that. No, I will. And one thing as well, I suppose, is we're talking about all the good jobs we have in bits and pieces. Like when we do live videos backstage, and like people love that because I suppose they don't get to see it, but we take it for granted.
Yeah, absolutely.
Look, there's been videos that I because I do what I do for a living, especially over the States.
You showed me some of the videos; they're quality.
I get to see stuff that most general
You
public
will never
won't.
get to see.
You know, like that garage I got into. Remember that? You remember the collection?
Yeah.
40 million
Yeah.
of cars. Unbelievable. And you can't go in there unless you're invited in. And I got in because I was singing as something or whatever. And I suppose, yeah, people need to do that. So you can find me, richiehayes.net is the website, RICHIE. And then I'm at Richie Hayes 2012 on Twitter. And it's the same on Instagram.
Is it the same on Instagram?
Yeah. I think it's Richie Hayes 2012.
I think your Instagram is different.
Is it?
Yeah, I think it's 77. Get him aligned anyway with the 2012 one.
Can you change it?
Yeah, you can change it. I changed all mine because, again, I got given out to by, I think it was Dale. He was like, Tom, you need them all aligned.
Tell you Dale has some followers.
Stop. I've nothing but a gang of young ones starting to follow me. I'm like, who are all these people? And out of nowhere, it's purely because I'm in photographs of Dale Crone.
Look at this Apple shit. Now I'm after pressing it on, about 5 minutes later it comes on. Look at this fella, look. That's taking you.
Yeah, you see, I would be unfollowing him now. I can't be looking at fellas with 8-packs.
Right, how do I know? Oh, yeah, me, right now. Oh no, I'll press the profile.
Yeah, go back to your profile.
See, I don't, yeah, where am I?
So where are you?
Edit profile.
Yeah, there we go. This is
learn how to Instagram with Tom. Look.
Yeah, Jesus.
I need a new phone.
You've pressed that 6 times now.
That's what I'm dealing with now. Apple.
In the description, though, I will put. Like, I'll be doing this up later on. In the description, I'll put all your links.
Yeah, let's check them out.
And the watch
put them on. But so, I think it's Richie A 77 on that one, and there's some.
Yeah, I'm nearly sure it's 77.
I need to get them all sorted.
Just get them all in line because people will go looking for you and whatnot. Well, we're going to go off and do another panto, and for now, Richie Hayes, best of luck and thank you very much.
Thanks, Tom. We'll do a Skype one from Florida.
Yes, yeah.
Do it from Disneyland.
Oh my God, yeah, just piss everybody off. Yeah, we'll do a Skype one because by then we'll have the videos up and running and we can actually do a proper one. Yeah. Mighty stuff. Thank you very much, Richie.
Keep up the good work, Tom.